Welcome to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Cassandra Augusto on Power Talk 1360 KFIV and the iHeartRadio app. We're here every Saturday to highlight local entrepreneurs and small business owners and how to learn how they succeed to build their businesses from the ground up. What are their challenges and what are their victories? So, Cassandra, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing wonderful.
We are here every Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon. We have Forrest Partum coming on. Forrest is a dog trainer, which kind of coincides with our last guest.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So every time I've seen Forrest, he always has a dog with him. Mm-hmm. And I saw him in the green room, and he didn't bring a dog today. So, but that's the first time I've ever seen him without a dog. So,
no, it's weird.
Yeah. But Forrest, from what I could see from the outside looking in, does a great job. And why I say that is because when we have our Gold Star meetings, he'll bring a dog in, to the Gold Star meetings, and it's
just
sit,
proof right there.
Yeah, they just sit by his side. Yeah.
Like, man, I wish my dog was like that.
Yeah. Yeah, my dog's up in my lap.
Yeah, how is your dog doing? I know it's been Freddie.
Oh, yeah, Freddie.
Cougar.
Oh, God. So I'm still having a little bit of difficulty with him, but I am working. I actually have a lot of questions for Forrest because he is a dog trainer. He just he's a puppy, and I think his purpose in life right now is just to drive me crazy, which he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
I get home and I got papers all over the place that are tore up. He gets into
everything.
And then my house doesn't have. I need to get some better lighting in my house. So there's another Gold Star member I need to talk to also. His name's Ruben Martinez. He owns R&M Electric.
Oh,
and, and he's from what I've heard, he does an excellent job. And I haven't used him yet, but I am going to because I turn on lights in my house, I still can't see. And I know I'm getting older, Cassandra. I know you're going to say that, so I thought I'd beat you to the punch.
You just read my mind.
Yes.
Huh? I did not. How dare you? No, you look great, which also wanted to ask, how has it been on your journey with working with Rick and
with Marisol? So it's been great. So I'm not going to lie, I have a hard time getting into workout. And it's not that I can't make the time. It's just, I just have a hard time. I don't know. I just, the eating actually comes easier. Like I'm still down 43 pounds.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm at 263. I was cheating a little bit and I got caught. So
it's gonna happen.
And I don't know how Marisol knows, but she just knows. And, but I feel like I'm starting to lose inches again.
Nice.
And so there's always good and bad with this, and I'll tell you one of the things about the bad is I have fat clothes, because I was 306 pounds. And I still have to wear my fat clothes because I haven't had a chance to go buy
new clothes.
New clothes yet.
Yeah.
But I still want to get down another 60 pounds at least.
Yeah. Do you have like goal pants? Like, I don't know. For me as a female, like I have the same thing. Like, I've gained weight and I'm also on a journey of losing weight because I'm going to soon gain more weight.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to lose this weight before my surrogacy begins.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to be, but you want to be healthy.
Yeah.
So I have a pair of jeans that I'm like, I want to get here.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a pair of jeans or pants that you're like, these are my goal pants?
No, I don't. I never even thought about doing something like that before, but that's not a bad idea because I think if I was going to put on a goal for me would probably be like a 34 waist. I'd be like a good bull. And right now I'm probably like around a 40.
Okay.
And like these were like I was getting close to 50 waist. That's how big I was.
Yeah. You look great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And I got to give a shout out to Marisol because I didn't even want to lose weight. I mean, I just but it's a good thing she stepped in and did that because I didn't really have the desire to. Mm-hmm. Because I like fast food. I like milkshakes. I like ice cream.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
I love chocolate.
Yeah.
I love eating late.
Yeah, me too.
It's my problem.
Yeah. And now that I got all those sugars out of me and I just now I'm glad I did it. I didn't want to, but I'm glad I did it.
Well, having her there is like your accountability partner. Like,
it's
like you obviously want this to happen, but then it's like that internal, I guess, struggle that you have to like get to that place. Like we need someone there to encourage us or to motivate us or to remind us like, hey, you can do it. Look at what you've accomplished. And she's that perfect example of like, you absolutely can. You know, it's again, that mindset, it's all up to you. It's all your choices. But you're doing great. So definitely be proud of yourself because it's not easy for anyone.
Yeah.
Women, men, whatever age it is.
So you're listening to Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Cassandra Augusto on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. Like I said, I wasn't motivated to do it. And so that's got to be a shout out right there because you're taking somebody that really doesn't want to lose weight, that's content in life. You know, I've been married. I've had my kids. You know, I'm not looking to, get with anybody anymore.
You
like
want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger? I mean, come on,
I want to look look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but without the work. It's like if I can get that body without working out for it, sign me up. Because I'm just not motivated right now. You know, so I'm sure Rick's gonna hear this, and then Rick's gonna call me and go, "Hey, get your butt to the gym," and they're gonna make me go. I know they are.
And something we were saying before is it's just routine. Like as much as you don't want to do it, it's just getting up, doing it, consistently doing it, and then eventually.
Yeah, it's a habit.
It's a habit, yeah. And then you feel good doing it, so you just want to keep doing it. So it's breaking that wall. It's getting past that hurdle or whatever it is. It's like running a marathon or half marathon or a marathon, and you're like, I got this. And then you're at that wall where you're like, I just want to stop. But then you just keep pushing through.
So mentally, mentally sometimes I do feel like I want to do it. And then when I do it physically, my body says, what the hell are you doing? And then I don't want to do it. So that's my problem. Like when I get there, like once I start doing the exercise, I'll be honest with you, I'm looking to leave. Like I'm looking to do
finding reasons.
Yeah. And yesterday, or actually last week, the Niners were on a Monday, and Mondays are like the first time I get to do it. So, but football season is back, and I got to stay in these good habits, eating wise anyway. So
yeah.
So the other reason or excuse too, whatever you want to call it, is I have this puppy at home, and he's still tearing up everything. So we got Forrest here to kind of talk me off a ledge. Forrest also, I believe, does. So he has dogs, and he's looking for homes for them. So I think he fosters dogs, and he's looking to. You have an opportunity to adopt with Forrest. And we'll ask him, but I'm pretty sure that's what I've heard him talk about it before. So,
and he's had some dogs that I'm even like, I wish I could take it in because they're so cute.
Oh, well, they're so well
and they're
behaved.
already trained.
Yeah.
So it's almost like if you're gonna get a dog, maybe get one of his because they're already trained. And you just, it's like getting a kid that's already behaved.
Ooh, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. You're right.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Go treat Freddie. I'm just kidding. Freddie's so cute. It just takes time, and maybe Forrest can help you with the little struggles that you have, just like we all have with our dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one thing both the dogs do, and Forrest might kind of tell me not to do this anymore, but I'm a guy that just I'll pick the dogs up and put them on the bed with me. They'll sleep on the bed with me, and actually, Freddie does really good. Like he'll go right to sleep, and we're just on the bed together. So they have their spots, and then it's in the morning getting them off the bed has been the challenge because they're not ready to get out.
They just want to stay in bed.
Yeah, they just want to stay in bed.
Bad habits. Got to train them too.
Yeah. So I asked Forrest about that. So So it's I guess it's like Animal Month here at the Small Business Voice. We had Susan on, now we got Forrest on, and
that's great.
But we need to ask him about the adoption if he does that. And that I never thought about that. You're right. If you're gonna get a dog, get one that's trained already. Yeah. And I'll ask him about maybe having two dogs instead of one, if that's what his take is on that. So
yeah,
a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Let's get Forrest in here.
All right, that sounds good.
So you're listening to Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Cassandra Augusto on Power Talk 1360 KFIV and the iHeartRadio app. Stay with us.
Here we go.
Welcome back to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Cassandra Augusto on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. Reach out to us for more information about our featured guests by texting 209-896-6500, or you can always email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com. Our guest today is Forrest Purdom. He is the owner of Home Away from Home Board and Train, and his website is actually homeawayfromhomeboardandtrain.com if you want to go check him out there. I'm going to call you Forrest.
Hey, that's
I can
Give it
say
like
that.
a cat purr.
Yeah. Oh,
my dad's
Purdom?
nickname
Okay.
in high school was Purdy Dumb. So there you go.
Okay. All right. So Purdom.
Purdom.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Or if you want to give Forrest a call, give him a call at 209-648-0901. Forrest, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. It's great to have you on finally.
Definitely.
Yeah. You don't have a dog with you today?
Nope, not today.
okay.
I wanted to not be distracted. So
Okay.
Or
yeah.
we'd be hearing sit. Or,
Yeah.
and then he's like, wait, us? Oh, dog. Okay.
And I got a question about your hair really quick. You know, like
thing.
it just looks like radiant today for some
well,
reason.
thank you, brother. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
it's better than mine.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but you know.
Close.
Yeah, it's close. Yeah. But no, seriously, I don't. Do you usually wear a hat or something?
No. Sometimes I do put it up, just because
Okay.
it is long. But I like it when it's on my shoulders and blocks the sun. And
Oh, okay.
I've always just liked long hair.
Yeah.
So,
How long have you had long hair for?
Well, I'd like to switch it up.
Uh-huh.
Just I don't know if it's my ADHD, but I do like having short hair at times as well.
Okay.
So what I typically do is I grow it out till
Uh-huh.
it's 16 plus inches long, and then
Yeah.
I'll donate it.
Oh,
and
nice.
then I'll use basically that opportunity to have short hair. Like,
Okay.
I've donated it. I'm gonna rock short hair for a little while.
How long does it usually take to grow your hair that long?
It's been like a year on this one, so it grows pretty quick actually. So,
It doesn't. See, mine seems like it gets to like a certain length and then it just kind of stops. And it doesn't matter how much I cut my hair, it gets long. Like my hair's long right now, and it doesn't take long for it to get this long. But I can't, if I wanted like radiant hair like yours, I can't grow it that way for.
I
some
think you
reason.
could rock it, man.
You think I could?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Be like Kiss.
That's
There you go.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. Because I am almost 50, so that's more of a comparison for me. So
There you go.
perfect. I like
so
it.
let's talk about dog training.
Yeah. I love what you do, but how did you start doing this? Like, obviously, we see your passion and love for dogs, but how did you know that this was like your calling?
That's a great question. I feel like when I was younger, I knew without knowing. When I was in high school, I worked with my family's dogs. I always hung out with dogs. There would be times where I'd go to, like team dinners and I'd be hanging out with the family's dog.
Rather than the humans.
Yeah, and there was times where, I'd be playing with, like, for instance, a friend's dog that she couldn't bring this dog around anyone because it was really protective over her. And I remember just, playing with this dog in the middle of the night. All my friends are doing something else, and I'm just playing with this random dog I've never really played with before in the backyard. And, it just kind of took off from there. And at one point, I ended up rescuing a lab pit bull mix. And of course, because he was a rescue, he had a lot of issues. And so then it was just like, okay, even though I, was good with animals, I didn't know exactly what I was doing yet. I was still in high school, and I'm like, okay, well, what do I do? And so then I just went down a rabbit hole of studying how do you work with dogs, how do you communicate with them, and how do you teach them certain things, to the point where I could actually take him out and start working with him. And it just kind of escalated from there. It went from him to I rescued this German Shepherd. She was a backyard breeding dog, so she really didn't go out of this backyard ever. And I named her Daisy Duck because she just followed me everywhere. And she was just
Cute.
she was awesome. And, then it went from that to a husky. And next thing you know, I had 12 dogs.
It just
Okay.
added up after that.
Yep. And it just kept going. And what's nice too, if you are training them, it's pretty easy. Like I could walk my 12 dogs easier than most people could walk one dog, and that's actually how I started training. People would see me and they'd be like, how are you walking so many dogs? I can't even walk my one dog. I'd give them my number. And next thing you know, people started paying me to help them with their dogs. And I'm like, why am I doing landscaping when I could work with dogs all day? Because I was already getting up really early in the morning so I could exercise my dogs, then go to work to come home to work with dogs. I was like, I could just work with dogs all day.
Yeah.
Deal.
Yeah. So what was that transition from knowing that this was your calling to making it into a business? Was that an easy transition?
I would say so. I was already trying to do it, and then it just took the guts to just go, you know what, I'm going to go all in,
Right.
Which can be hard for people that are working that 9 to 5. They don't want to start a business because they're afraid, how am I going to pay my bills?
Right.
And I've always had that mindset, which has helped me with dogs, is to just believe I can do things. And when I see other people do it, I would tell myself, if they can do it, I can do it. It's just been my personality growing up. And so it really helped a lot when it came to doing this. I just said, you know what, other people have done this, I can do this, I'm gonna do this. And I just told my dad one day, hey, I'm not gonna be able to come into work anymore, I'm gonna go full in on dog training. And I just used a lot of credit and just went into debt and said, I'm gonna start this business one way or another. And it's worked out, and I definitely love it a lot more.
Nice.
So when you're walking a dog, you're supposed to have them at your side, correct?
Not necessarily. You just don't want them to pull on you.
Okay.
Right. So, for instance, there's a lot of like stigmatism. They have to be behind you or next to you. Otherwise, they're going to be dominant, which isn't necessarily true. If they know they're not supposed to bark at other dogs, they know they're not supposed to pull and lunge on you, you can let them do basically whatever they want.
Yeah.
I have portions of my walks where I let my dogs smell and I let them check things out.
Yeah.
And then if I need to have them come to my heel, I can just call them to it. So not necessarily. Now, if you have a dog that's real reactive, things like that, it's definitely safer to have them next to you or behind you, because then you can block them and you can make sure that nothing bad does happen. But if your dog's behaved, then shoot, let them walk in front of you. Let them smell the bush next to you. They deserve to smell the flowers too.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, it's definitely just depends on your dog.
All right. So you're listening to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Cassandra Augusto on Power Talk 1360 KFIV and the iHeartRadio app. Reach out to us for more information about our featured guests by texting 209-896-6500, or you can always email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com. Our guest today is Forrest Purdom. He is the owner of Home Away from Home Board and Train. I just, what, that's funny. I never really knew your business. I just know you as Forrest, and you train dogs. And, and I've known you for a couple of years now. If I had to refer you to somebody, I would just, I know Forrest, but I never knew your business name. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah, okay, that's
Which is a good thing, because you are your business. So
true. I know my personal Facebook, that I post a lot of video stuff, and then
I love your videos.
Well, thank you so much. My YouTube as well. It's named after Forrest Purdom. It's not actually named after the company, because I was making videos before I actually started my business.
Oh, okay, nice.
And what I like about your videos too is that, like, as a dog owner, if you just want to learn some quick things, you provide that information. And then if someone needs a little bit more extensive training, you're available. And I think that's what's really cool. Now, I have a question too. So for training, is it something that people have to bring the dogs to you? Is it like...
Great question.
Yeah,
not necessarily.
Okay.
So, like, for instance, some dogs, they have an issue with people coming into their house, and they'll be like, my dog's great the minute I leave the house, but if anyone tries to come in, so like someone like that, it's like if they come to me, it's like I can teach them how to communicate with their dog, which is very beneficial. But I can't actively work on the issue at home. So a lot of times what we'll do is we'll set up a session where we can teach them communication and actively work on that threshold of people coming into the house. So it really just kind of depends on the dog. Some dogs I actually say, hey, it's better if you take your dog out here because your dog's aggressive, and they get worse when they're in their own environment. Whereas if you take them out and they're fine, then let's do that first so you can, get that communication. I can meet your dog without that potential of getting bit because he's on guard trying to protect the house. So it really just depends on the situation.
Okay.
So my dog is friendly. So I have Bowie. So. Yeah, he's a corgi.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and so my problem is when I'm walking him. So if I let him outside without the leash, he'll stay in my yard. He doesn't leave. But if I take him for a walk, if somebody's walking by, like he just wants to run up and love on him. He's just a friendly dog. So is there a command, or if I don't want him to do that, or because not everybody wants a dog to come up to them and get fur on them and things like that. So what's a good way to control your dog, like on a walk?
That's a great question. So with walks, you want to give that basic communication first. So like, for instance, if your dog doesn't understand that when they feel the pressure of the leash, like when a dog pulls, it becomes pressure.
Yeah.
If they don't understand that means to come back to you, it can get very common for the dog to start pulling towards things that they want, because they've learned that, hey, when I start pulling in this direction, they walk in that direction, right? So you want to show your dog that, hey, when I say this word, it means that leash pressure is coming and that you've got to come back to me. And I'm going to actually pay you, maybe with some treats or some affection.
Okay.
So then when your dog does see someone and they do start to pull, they'll feel that tension and go, oh, I hit the end of the leash. I got to turn back. And I'm going to get paid. I'm going to get some food. I'm going to get some love, right?
Okay, yeah.
Your dog wants to see other people or dogs because they're excited. They're happy. They're like, yeah, I want to go play with them. So if you turn yourself into a play, right?
Yeah.
Your dog's going to go, oh, I don't need to go hang out with them because I can hang out with dad. He's fun, right? So that would be how I would work with, a situation like yours. I'd make you more fun. Like, hey, don't worry about those people. Let's hang out with me. Right. So you want to do that in a calmer environment first, because if your dog doesn't understand and you just take them out into public where there's a lot of people and your dog just gets overly excited, it's really hard for your dog to learn. So you want to teach your dog first, then take them out, which I think that's one of the biggest issues is people just try to take their dog out, which of course we want to, but they don't put that groundwork in to actually educate their dog.
Okay.
So then the dog doesn't really understand. The dog gets excited, and then the human, yanks on the leash, pulls on the dog, tries to get the dog to turn around.
Yeah.
The dog doesn't understand what they want. And so then it just becomes this cycle where they're just yanking on their dog all the time. And that's not fun.
Okay. We got tons of questions.
He talks,
for you.
then I'm like, I have a question. I have another question.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Like, oh man, there's so much to know.
So you're listening to Forrest Purdom. He is owner of
Home Away from Home, Board and Train.
Thank you. Yeah, and he can be reached at. Actually, I don't have your information on here. Do I?
It should be 209.
Oh, yeah, there it is. 648-0901.
That's right.
Okay, my apologies.
You're good.
Yeah, you know what? You got so many pictures on your card; it's kind of hard to focus. So but your website is homeawayfromhomeboardandtrain.com.
That's correct.
So listen to Forrest Purdom on the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Cassandra Augusto on Power Talk 1360, KFIV, and the iHeartRadio app. Stay with us.
CISPRO Innovations, connecting local businesses with local families. Display your services and products with our pay-as-you-go optimized website design program and boost your brand's online presence with our affordable social media marketing tools. To learn more, visit our website at CISPROinnovation.com. That's CISPRO, SISBRO, innovation.com.
Welcome back to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Cassandra Augusto on Power Talk 1360 KFIV and the iHeartRadio app. Reach out to us for more information about our featured guests by texting 209-896-6500, or you can always email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com. Our guest today is Forrest Purdom. He is the owner of Home Away from Home, Board and Train, and his website is actually homeawayfromhomeboardandtrain.com if you want to go check him out there. Or if you want to give Forrest a call, give him a call at 209-648-0901.
So for someone that obviously has dog problems, how do they go about, like, obviously they're going to call you, but how do you figure out a way to, like, a consultation or figuring out the best way to help a dog owner, especially if they are busy and a business owner and they're gone? Like, how do you go about that?
Some business owners need training too, but go ahead.
Yeah.
They all need training too. That's a great question. So it really does depend on the person. A lot of times when I get on the phone, like, I mean, sometimes I'll tell people like, you don't even need a trainer. You need to just do this. And I'll just tell them a few things to do on the phone. So it really just kind of depends on the person. Like for instance, if I'm talking with someone and their dog's showing some aggression or some reactivity, and in the call, I can tell that, maybe they are seeing something different or they just don't quite understand what they're seeing. I actually would prefer to see their dog in person so I could kind of judge this reactivity or aggression myself. Because a lot of people, they'll call me for their aggressive dog. And then when I meet the dog, I'm like, this isn't an aggressive dog. This is something we would call a reactive dog. And there's a big difference. A reactive dog is reacting in the moment. Aggressive dog actively wants to be aggressive, attack other dogs or attack people. They're actively wanting to be aggressive. Whereas in a reactive dog, they're just reacting in the moment. Yes, they can show aggression and they can become aggressive, but it's a completely different dog and different situation. So I'd want to actively meet that dog to kind of judge what's really going on. So sometimes I actually offer free in-person consultations where I'll meet the dog. I'll be able to give them some insight on, this is what's going on with your dog. And then give them kind of a game plan that they could either, start on their own, or if they'd like some help, they're definitely welcome to hire us or anyone else that can help them train their dog.
So how long does it normally take? Let's say like I have a super aggressive dog and a reactive aggressive dog. How long does that normally take if I say I need you there to actually train the dog? What's like the normal? I mean, every dog is different, I'm sure.
Yes,
but
that is a fantastic question. And off of what you said, every dog is different. So for instance, a fear reactive dog is going to take a lot more time than, for instance, a dog that's confident and they're just showing this reactivity, right? So I've had some clients, they come through, we socialize them with some of our dogs, show them, hey, this is what you're going to do to communicate with your dog. And they never hire me again. They're just like, we can take our dog out now. Whereas I've had other people, they've come through and their dog's maybe a little older, been dealing with this issue longer. Maybe the issue itself is just more severe. And the person needs to spend even more time to retrain their dog, right? For instance, with me, if I take a dog, I could have them stop showing the reactivity or the aggression easily within 2 weeks, because I'm very consistent. I know what I'm doing. And they also get this immersion by being in a pack environment and being at our location for that whole period.
Yeah.
So it really just does depend on the dog. Like for instance, some dogs, it'll take me more like a month before I can get that dog to not really be showing its reactivity. And that's more for those fearful dogs.
Okay.
Right. But if you're very consistent, you know what you're doing, you can get results really quickly compared to if you don't know what you're doing and you're just saying the wrong things, you'll never get the results you're looking for.
So can an old dog learn new tricks? So
100%.
100%. Okay. All right. That was my question because...
See, you're good, Justin. You're fine.
Oh, thank you. I'm still learning. Yes.
That's right.
So it doesn't matter if a dog's like 10, 11, 12. You can still change a behavior.
Definitely.
Okay.
It just typically takes a little bit more time on your part as well as being very consistent because they've learned over that 10 years that they can behave a certain way.
Okay.
Let's say you worked with a dog for a month, and I've heard you mention you not only train the dog, you have to train the owner as well. So when you leave after that month, do you give them information on what they need to do, or do you train them along the journey?
Oh, that's a fantastic question. So I actually do both. So along the journey, we train them. So for instance, if someone was doing a board and train, they would drop their dog off and then we would actually educate them like, hey, this is basic on communication. This is how we communicate with your dog. I also like to send them videos so that they can start educating themselves. And then while their dog's at my location with me, I'm going to make videos and I'm going to send that specifically to them. Hey, this is what we're doing to work on this issue. So they actually have like a game plan set up just in videos on if they needed to work on this issue in any area, they're going to have references and know exactly what I did to get their dog to behave. And then, of course, when their dog comes home, they get follow-up sessions. So not only do they get sessions every week that the dog's with us, so they get to come out and work with us and their dog, when their dog comes home, if they need help in any areas, we're welcome in fact, I encourage people to hit me up and send me videos so I can review them and make sure that they have lasting success. So I've had some people that, maybe even a year later, they had an extra follow-up session and they had a new situation happen. And they're like, we don't know what happened. Can you help us? And I'm going to help them out because that's what they paid me to do. I'm here to help them with their dog. So yeah, we definitely are going to stay there by their side even after the dog comes home.
All right. So you're listening to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Cassandra Augusto on Power Talk 1360 KFIV and the iHeartRadio app. We have Forrest Purdom on with us. He can be reached at 209-648-0901. And check out his website, homeawayfromhome.boardandtrain.com. Do you have an email that people can reach at also?
Oh, yeah. So it's actually homeawayfromhome, BNT at yahoo.com.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll obviously say that again at the end of the show, just so, because I can't remember that.
No worries.
So really quick, Forrest. So I had a dog. His name was Elvis. We got him from the SPCA, and a great dog. I'll never have a dog like this again. Like, he was just so quirky, I guess. We brought him home. He didn't really move for like 3 or 4 weeks, and then all of a sudden, it seemed like I got home one day and like he just like instantly loved me. Well, after a month, but as he got older, he got his behavior changed. Like I guess he thought he was the dominant male in the house, and that was probably my mistake because I let him. I was probably too easy on him. But I wouldn't take him anywhere because he just his reaction. I think I was more afraid of. I don't know if it was me or him or what, but I didn't want to upset him out of his routine. And this dog was a very routine oriented dog. Like, he just wanted his walks, food at a certain time. So I guess my question is, I could have changed that behavior with you in order to where he was more sociable and more behavioral.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Now, there's some dogs that you can never get as social as other dogs.
Yeah.
But just off of what you told me, and I believe you had told me about Elvis before in the past,
yeah.
He had a lot of potential.
Okay. All right. Did you have another question?
Yeah. You adopt dogs, right?
That's correct. So I actually started this journey, like I'd mentioned before, rescuing dogs, and that never stopped. So, of course, I get people constantly that hit me up to help either rescue their dog, or sometimes I'll just snag one that was on the streets or something, and I'll train them up and I'll look for a home for them because there's so many that need to be rescued.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Actually, I was going to mention, so they're trained, right? You take them in and train them?
So, yes, we do try to give them as much training as we can. Sometimes we'll find homes pretty quickly and the dog won't have that much training, but I actually offer free training to the owner as well with every dog they adopt.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
so
nice.
Kirk, actually, I went over to his house for something, and a dog ended up coming on his front lawn and wanted to stick around.
Oh,
and
he told me about that. Yeah.
And he was like, he asked me, he goes, "Do you want a dog?" And I was like, "I wish I could right now." And he was super friendly, but then he had texted me yesterday. Well, I texted him asking for pictures to see if somebody else wanted the dog. So they checked. He's not chipped. There's no collars, nothing. So, and they tried walking him, and he's not a dog that's used to being leashed. So he was probably a backyard dog. Well, he got out of the fence and took off. Like, he created a hole and left. So, and he was like, well, apparently that's probably what happened in the first place and why he got out. But I was like, man, now that I'm thinking about it, I should have reached out to you and at least mentioned, hey, there's a dog that probably might, you might be able to take in and help this poor little guy out. He needed some love and training, but
it's a lot like that.
Well, Forrest, thank you for coming in today. I appreciate it.
Of course.
So if you're a listener and you need help with dog training, or maybe you want to adopt a dog that's trained, Forrest is your guy. He can be reached at 209-648-0901. I've known Forrest, at least 2 years, if not longer. Yeah.
All over.
Yeah. His website is homeawayfromhome.boardandtrain.com. And what's your email?
Email is homeawayfromhome, B&T at yahoo.com.
So you're listening to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Cassandra Augusto on Power Talk 1360 KFIV and the iHeartRadio app. Stay with us.
This business tip is brought to you by Cispro Innovation. This is Catherine Ramos, and today we're talking about understanding your customers. It is essential to know your customers intimately. Understanding their needs, wants, and preferences will allow you to offer tailored services or products that meet their expectation. This knowledge can be gleaned through surveys, social media interaction, or just by talking to them. When you focus on satisfying your customers, you ensure repeat business and foster loyalty. Cispro Innovation, where we help local businesses connect with local families. For more information on this tip, check out our blog at cisbroinnovation.com. That's Cispro, SISBRO, innovation.com.
Welcome back to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Cassandra Augusto on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. Reach out to us for more information about our featured guests by texting 209-896-6500, or you can always email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com. You can pull up any of our past shows on the iHeartRadio app. Just search and follow the Small Business Voice. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube. Connect with me on LinkedIn. And my wonderful guest host today is Cassandra Augusto. And Cassandra, what is your publication?
Neighbors of East Turlock.
And how can somebody get a hold of you?
Oh, they can give me a call, my cell, which is 209-620-4707. Or they can reach out to me email, which is caugusto, AUGUSTO, at bestversionmedia.com.
All right. And then your Instagram handle is at Neighbors
of Turlock.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
A lot of numbers.
I know, right?
Yeah. Looking at that. So
your mouth below.
Yeah. So our Community Corner is proudly sponsored by Lightspeed Graphics, a creative media agency specializing in video and animation. To get in touch with owner Kurt Gonzalez, simply text him at 209-617-2606 or visit his website at lightspeedgraphics.com. So we got Susan's Trunk or Treat coming up October 31st.
Yes, yeah. I actually had the privilege of doing that last year, Trunk and Treat, and there were so many kids. Really cool. I think that's what I enjoy most, is seeing all the costumes and all the cool, crazy ideas. But it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
We had a great time doing that. But yeah, so her Trunk and Treat.
1001 South Berkeley Avenue. I don't have her card in front of me. I'm just kind of going off memory.
Right, yeah.
And then do you remember what the time was?
It's on Halloween Day.
Yeah.
But as far as the time, I know it starts like the evening.
Okay.
Like
6 or something.
the time you usually go trick or treating.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll have it. We got like a whole another month to promote it. So but that's one community event going on, and you got some others too. Yeah,
there's actually a really cool Halloween fun run. The proceeds actually benefit Stan State athletes for a scholarship fund. That's October 26th, and if you register by September 26th, you get a free T-shirt. Adults are 30, youth is 20. They do have group pricing, but it's a 5K pond run, costume contest. Winner announced after the run. Stanislaus State won University Circle, so it's at the college. It says join us for the post-run party at Dust Bowl Brewing. So you have the run, and then you can go to Dust Bowl. It's similar to another event that I've been to, so it's a lot of fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I can probably just skip the run and just go straight to Dust Bowl.
You probably can.
Yes.
I don't think you really need to. People did that for another event, so you're fine.
Okay.
I won't tell anyone.
We also have Gold Star Referral Clubs. We have 14 clubs, and that is a business networking opportunity. It's Monday through Friday. My club is Thursday at noon over at Skewers. Cassandra, your club?
Yeah, we meet on Wednesdays at noon at Central Station.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you want more information on that, just contact me. I can get you. I can email you some links and information on that. Mm-hmm. And then I also have some things from the chamber. Upcoming events: October 18th, they have Fire Chief Kevin Wise from the Modesto Fire Department talking about government relations. Well, that's the Government Relations Council, and I believe that's going to probably be at the Modesto Chamber. I don't know if you've ever been to the Modesto Chamber, but
I haven't yet.
It's downtown Modesto. It's J Street and 13th, I believe. It's the old mall. But but they got a huge facility, so they got a lot of room for.
I've been by
meetings
it. I just have not been in. Or
Okay.
Yeah.
So October 2nd, they have Toby Wells, Director of Engineering Services for the City of Modesto, and this is for the Economic Development Committee. And November 6th, they have Dan Lehman, Road Commissioner, Stanislaus County Public Works. I believe these are meetings over at the chamber, and these are government relations councils. So I guess it's just kind of get more information, find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Good for the community.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And then they also have this Shop Greater Modesto of California, your gateway to local business. So join us in celebrating the launch of Shop Greater Modesto, an online marketplace designed to champion our thriving local businesses. It's a free to our local regional business community in Spanish and English. And the questions are, why sell on Shop Greater Modesto and why buy from Shop Greater Modesto? It'll broaden your reach for sales outlet, community-based consumer, online guidance and technical assistance, local goods and delivered, support local, and connect and strengthen. And I can send you a copy of this flyer if you reach out. I can forward it to you. There's a QR code on there. But if you're a micro business, small business, or entrepreneur, now is the time to showcase your offerings to a wider audience. Make an impact with your business. Call 209-577-5757, or you can email shaw@modchamber.org.
Nice.
So you're listening to Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Cassandra Augusto on Power Talk 1360 KFIV and the iHeartRadio app. So did you have any other?
Honestly, it was so awesome talking to Forrest and just learning about animals and animal lover. It was just so cool, kind of getting to talk to Susan and Forrest.
Yeah, it was nice
incredible.
to have them both on, especially back-to-back weeks because, and I never even got to really talk to Forrest. I had a lot of questions about, puppy training and all that, but I got some nuggets from Susan I'm going to try.
Yeah.
I think, because right now he's scared to go outside, so I'm going to try having my dad walk Bowie, and then I'll carry Freddie.
Right.
Because
it's hard to do on your own.
Yeah, and I'll wear long sleeves, and then that way...
You don't get all scratched up.
I don't get scratched up.
You need a full bodysuit, like armor.
Oh, man, he is something else. My dad loves them, and but I'm at I don't... This is where it kind of sucks for me is because I'm not home,
it's hard.
I'm out a lot, and I hate it for the dogs, because
feel bad.
Yeah, they
guilty
want
parent.
Yeah, guilty parent. Yeah, and but they're both good dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, just Freddie's just driving me nuts right now. But like I said, when I get them on the bed at night, they both fall asleep. So last week I wish they would have woke me up, but they didn't. We all slept in very late. So
sometimes we need that.
Yeah,
little cuddles.
Yeah. So So thank you. Why don't you tell me about your business real quick? Because we got a couple minutes left.
Yeah. We have a community magazine that goes out to the East residents of Turlock, and we highlight businesses. We highlight residents in the community. We have an athlete corner. So, if there's a local athlete, from, like Pee Wee all the way up to college, somebody that just they're doing amazing things. Let's highlight them. Let's share their story.
So if I go to MJC and try out for baseball, you'll highlight me?
No, because that's Modesto. You got to come to Turlock.
All right. Well, I don't think I can walk on to Stanislaus State, but.
No, we're really excited. Some things in the works, like our October issue is going to be surrounded by breast cancer. There's a lot of great articles in there. The family feature is going to be an amazing story. She's a doula. She went through breast cancer during her 4th pregnancy.
Oh, geez.
So that's a huge thing to go through.
You know what? Cancer affects us all, because I lost a cousin to cancer. I've had many family members, that have had cancer. It's horrible. But October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Right.
And it's I guess there's ways for men, and maybe you can kind of educate me on how women do this, but for men, we're supposed to get our first, not prostate check, but I'm trying to think of the word, your first procedure, I'll just say that. Yeah. When you're 50,
colon
Colonoscopy. Thank you.
Yeah, I was like, I can't think of that. I know it's to do with that.
So I actually had my first one at 40 because I had a scare 10 years ago that didn't amount to anything because I had the check.
Yeah.
But now I'm due next year. I got to do my 50 year, and it's not. There's a stigma to it, but it's really not a big deal. The worst part about having a colonoscopy is drinking that lemon juice, which is horrible.
It's never fun, but in the end, it's way better to do it and find out than wait. And I know, like, this is just my opinion, but like to wait till you're 50, to me, that's scary. Like, it's good that you went in at 40. Like, same with women. Like, you can get breast cancer in your 20s, so why wait? You know, being checked is a good thing.
All right. Yeah. So for women, you say just get checked as early as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, something else that we're highlighting too is Chicks with Sticks. So there's a group of women of all ages that come together and they sew like handmade breast basically to put in your chest so that you don't feel, you know, as a woman, it's so hard to explain because as a woman, like, I know this is like going in depth, but like having breast is a big deal. Like it's our confidence, we feel good, and losing that part of us. Like, I mean, we even use that to bond with our child through breastfeeding. So to lose that is really hard. But we highlighted these incredible women.
So our show's ending, but give me some information about that so we can talk about that in the future because that seems like that's very important to talk to people about. So
Chicks with Sticks.
Chicks with Sticks. Okay.
Yep.
All right. And then just you can Google it and it'll take you to
and you can volunteer or help them out. Yeah.
All right, perfect. So thank you for tuning in each week. We look forward to having you back next week. A heartfelt shout out to our dedicated producer, Mike Murray, and the general manager of KCBP, Jim Costello, for their invaluable contributions to our show. We also appreciate the hard work of our intern, Tiffany Alex, and Kurt Gonzalez of Lightspeed Graphics, Video, and Animation for capturing and inspiring our guests and their stories. If you're seeking assistance with digital marketing, don't hesitate to reach out to Kurt at 209-617-2606 or email at kurt@lightspeedgraphics.com. Thank you, Cassandra, for joining me today and your support of the Small Business Voice.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And remember to join us every Saturday at 11 a.m. as we dive into the minds of local small business owners and even more insightful discussions. And a special thanks to our guest, Forrest Purdom, for coming in and sharing his expertise with us. Now, let's take care of business.